Hello, Paul Mikesell, founder and CEO of Carbon Robotics. Carbon Robotics, we build the LaserWeeder. What is the LaserWeeder? We use AI that sees the weeds in farmer fields and then targets those weeds with high-powered lasers. You don't have to use any chemical, you don't have to use any hand labor to pull weeds, and you don't have to do any soil disruption. So it's a huge benefit to the farmer, saves them money, increase yield, better crop. One thing interesting about Carbon Robotics is that I was actually also the first engineer on the project. Along with Jonathan May, who was the first mechanical engineer, we built, the two of us, the first version of the machine. I did all the software and the electrical, he did all the mechanical. We started off as pretty much a field-first company out in the farm fields, learning about how things work, understanding the environment. It's the key to building a solid machine. LaserWeeder is comprised of several components. There's some computers with GPUs. Those GPUs run our AI system. The AI is a neural net. It's called a deep learning neural net that is trained on hundreds of thousands of pictures of all the types of weeds and all the types of crops. And that neural net learns how to see what's a weed and what's a crop. And then it targets the lasers at the weeds and burns them out. So we have computers with GPUs. We have all of the laser infrastructure, which includes cooling, keep the lasers cool, and electrical. And then the targeting system, which is the scanner. This is an example of what we call the scanner. It controls the beam path through some clever use of optics that we figured out and discovered how to use here through some of our original research. We did file some patents on, so there's seven major patents about this process. And there are some servos, some optics, there's a camera. So the nice thing about this is the camera, through the use of this invention, will look right down the path of the laser beam. And this is very important for us to remain accurate and remain on target while we're in the field killing weeds. In the machine itself, in the big 20-foot red machine you may have seen, there are 30 lasers. 30 lasers, example here, also means 30 of these scanners. And the whole system works because the AI is controlling it and driving it to target those weeds. The AI and the targeting system work together to keep track of what's happening in the field. And so the lasers will gang up together on big weeds and will distribute their load evenly across all of the little weeds. This is why the system is so effective and efficient. It's all because the AI sees the whole field and is able to make predictions globally and then spread those targets across those 30 lasers. That means that you don't have to put blades in the ground. Blades take a long time to move around. They create a dirt wave. They'll put dirt onto your plants. They'll tear up your topsoil, tear up the microbiome and the nutrients. So moving the lasers around is much quicker, a lot faster. You're not touching the dirt at all. And those lasers, we can retarget them faster than you can see, faster than a human eye can see the optics moving. This scanner right here is incredibly fast. So it's important that all the lasers are individually targeted. This is the only way we get any kind of efficiency and speed out of the machine, is you have to be able to efficiently use all of those lasers at the most important targets independently of each other, but all coordinated from the same AI. Okay, and now let's go look in the shop. One of our many Carbon Robotics labs, and this is where we have some examples of our lighting system. On every LaserWeeder, there are 9 sets of these lights. And these lights they're our proprietary lighting system. We also have a number of patents filed about this system. They are brighter than the sun. They're 5 times brighter than the sun when they fire. And the whole key to this system being efficient is they only trigger at a 10% duty cycle. So the lights are on for 1 millisecond out of every 10, and that's synced up with the camera shutter. So in order to get good field imaging consistently in the middle of the night, the middle of the day, the early morning and late evening when the sun is at its lowest, you need to really control the lighting environment. You need to control the lighting environment because cameras do not have enough dynamic range to pick up the deep shadows and the washed out light. So what you need to do to get a good quality computer vision system is really control that lighting scenario It's why in photography they'll use flashes and things of that nature. So think of this as 1 millisecond out of every 10, we're flashing these lights synchronized with the camera, and that's why we get such great pictures that we feed into the AI. Okay, this here is our scanner test area. It's where we test all of the control systems that target lasers and also our camera systems. So what we have here is a simulated row from one of the LaserWeeders, and the ground is moving underneath the camera system, and it's tracking how quickly and accurately it can target each of those cameras, and in a real machine that would also be the target for the laser system, to stay on target, fast action, moving quick, incredibly accurate. This is an example of the kind of testing we do in validation as we're designing new systems, learning about new components, that sort of thing. And it was really important to be able to do this kind of testing to build a quality machine that we know works every time. This is one of our many laser test benches where we try out new products and new ways that things work and new ways of constructing and putting stuff together. We run a ton of experiments to make sure that you get the best products from us. One of the most important things we have at Carbon Robotics to train our deep learning AI system is our incredible data set of images and labels that we use to train the neural net. These images are important because that's the only way the machine learns what's a weed and what's a crop. Our machine sees 4.7 million images per hour per robot. And then what we do is we upload the most important images and they get labeled, and we train our deep learning AI system. This is our environment for doing that. You can see all the nice, beautiful labels we have. There's an incredible amount of work that goes into this, but it's important to get this quality of labels to be able to train the excellent AI that we have. This is our Carbon Robotics deep learning data tool. One of the things we're very proud about is the consistent and continued repeat orders from our growers. I think it's because of the quality of machines, the quality of the weeding that it does, and of course, the great support that we give to all of our growers across the world. The machines have proven so effective that many of our growers wind up repeat purchasing on a pretty regular basis because each one of those machines pays for itself and does such a great job. And so our growers really see this as an investment in their future that pays for itself. And we love to be part of that and help them be more profitable, more consistent with their crops, and have those great yield increases and quality increases that laser weeding provides.